Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you for stopping in. Today we have a brand new QSP knife to unbox. While we're diving in, make sure you are subscribed here to the channel. I release daily knife and EDC content just like this. Hit that thumbs up button, that helps push the video out there to more people, and let us know what you're carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. So we got a couple of stickers here, we got an information card, and then we will have our knife, and that is a very aqua blue, aqua green type of color there. Let's put that stuff away. So we have the brand new QSP Canary, and this is now sporting the Glyde lock. The Canary is a design that they have reiterated in a small fixed blade, a large fixed blade, a folder with a basic liner lock, and now they have put out a Glyde lock version, which is their version of a crossbar lock. And this is going to be a little bit different than, I can't recall the model, the original model that had their Glyde lock, but that had a little bit different tabs. This is kind of going back to an original looking crossbar and feeling crossbar there as far as how you're going to be disengaging this. But there is some good protrusion there, and I gotta say, the springs right off the get-go are nice and strong, and I don't know how these companies are doing it, but with button locks and crossbar locks, look at the resistance. I'm going to start pulling right now. There's resistance there, and I've been checking out some button locks recently as well, that they're starting to somehow get a lot of resistance right at the start, and that's going to give you a very satisfying deployment compared to a year ago. With button locks and crossbar locks, it is night and day difference with the opening action. Just really, really satisfying to open this knife. Now, we have a coated drop point blade. This is going to be coming in 14C28N. I don't know if they have it marked somewhere on here or not, but it is going to be 14C. Now, this is more of a mirrored kind of titanium nitride finish, but it does look good. You can kind of see the sparkle in it almost. Looks good though, and they're going to have a ton of different versions of this knife. I will have what I can link down below in the description. We have a nice deep carry clip there, and it is recessed into those liners. You have button head screws there, but they don't stick out much at all. They're pretty much recessed. And then we do have the option for left-hand carry here, and they do include a filler tab, which is a great touch. And there is a lanyard hole for the lanyard fellers and ladies out there. I know a lot of people like their lanyards, so this will have that capability there. This is going to be right in that mid-size range, which is going to put this knife in a lot of people's wheelhouse here. We're looking at just shy of 2 3/4 of cutting edge. You could call it 2 3/4, and then 2 7/8 of total there, and we'll give it 6 9/16. So just a little over 6.5 inches overall. Couple of comparison knives. We have the Vostede Raccoon, and that has their top liner lock. And then we have the L-Max Drop Bear. The Raccoon's going to be quite a bit larger. The Drop Bear is going to be a little tiny bit larger, but they're going to be very close to similar size. And here we have the full-size Bug Out, little bit larger. And we also have the full-size Militol, which is going to be quite a bit larger. And two more, we have the Para 3 and the CJRB Frac down here. And the Frac is a very large knife, and the Para 3 is going to be just a little bit longer in the handle, but they have very similar cutting edge length. Now, as far as what this looks like in the pocket, the pocket clip does hang out just below the butt end of the knife, so this should carry pretty nice in the pocket. We'll get our issuing stitches cloth out here, see what kind of retention. good retention over the cloth there. And you can see there, this is going to carry nice and deep. And if we take a closer look, you can see here, you won't see probably nothing of that pocket knife in the pocket, and it looks nice and clean as well. As far as the weight is concerned with this knife, I don't know. It's got steel liners. They are recessed and they're very thin. We are dealing with G10 here. I would say this is on the better side of 3 ounces. Let's go 3.1. 3.1. 2.7. Okay. So yeah, it's not heavy at all. I was gonna say it's right on the cusp of being extremely lightweight. You know, anything under 3 ounces is pretty much nothing in the pocket. So with this coming in at 2.7, it is very, very lightweight, and a lot of ratio people will be happy about that as well. 2.7 on the weight, and the blade is, I think, right at that 2.7 mark. And I think one thing that we can rely on from QSP is to get a solid edge out of the box. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. Yeah, I can just tell it wants to bite right in. And 14C can just take a screaming edge. So it's good when the company is giving us an extremely good edge out of the box. That's what we want with our cutting tool. I think my dog is choking on my other dog possibly, but yes, that does have a very nice edge. QSP does a great job, especially with their more affordable line of knives. They just do a stellar job. So now as far as what other versions this is going to come in, I'm not sure. I will have as much as I can linked down in the description, and I'll also link the small fixed blade, the large fixed blade, and the original version. And we're eventually going to do a video with all of them, you know, combined, and just kind of show them all off. And that way, if anyone is curious to know the differences or whatnot, there will be something out there on that. Sharpening choil looks good. I'm going to assume they have a bunch of different colors of G10, and there's probably going to be micarta variants. And I'm sure there are 2 to 3 or 4 different blade finishes between coated, stonewashed, satin. I'm sure there are going to be plenty of different versions of this knife. It is an extremely popular design. It's very lightweight. It's a good blade shape. It's good materials. And now we add in the crossbar lock, which in my opinion is going to be, I feel like crossbar locks are more rigid than a liner lock. That's just my opinion, but I feel like a well-done crossbar lock beats a liner lock in my experience. So let's kind of see here. There's no movement up or down, and even if there was a slight bit, which there's not, it's not a cause for concern just based on the lock. So let's see. Do we check centering? Beautifully centered up, and there's no pivot lash there. Very good. And we do have a coated blade and coated internals. Just something to take note of. Sometimes coatings can wreak havoc on a lockup issue or a lock. We have a nice healthy stop pin in there as well. Very good. Yeah, QSP just quietly all year long has, you know, or behind the scenes, if you will, all year long has been putting out some really good budget knives. The Gorilla, they've put out several with the Canary series here. And then I can't remember what the Glyde lock, the original Glyde lock knife is. I can't ever remember it. That knife is phenomenal. Since I can't remember the name, I will just show it to you. But this is the knife with the original Glyde lock, and this has the tabs, as you can see there. This is sporting the kind of more original crossbar lock look, which I like both. You know, I tend to like this a little better. This one's dirty as hell. But these are just better because there's just more there to grab a hold of. It's easier to grab a hold of, right? But the standard crossbar lock is tried and true as well. It's kind of like grabbing another set of thumb studs, basically. They work very good. And this is a very minimal, sleek design. I mean, you don't have anything sticking out. You just have the studs for deployment as well as the crossbar lock, of course. And then it's just a very sleek handle, very clean, very simple lines on this knife. Good clean pocket clip. Yeah, this is going to be another big hit for QSP, no doubt about it. And I think these are going to be very, very affordable, under 60 bucks, I want to say. I think I remember seeing. I think, and they might even be a little cheaper than that as well. I think it depends on the variant that you get, right? Depending on what materials you get. But you'll have to let me know, what do you think of this line, the Canary line? I'm a pretty big fan of it. I really want to check out the neck knife. We've checked out the large fixed blade, the regular folder, and now this one. We're going to do a family video here very soon when I can get to it. But I'm a big fan of this Canary series, and I like what they're doing with it. I'd really like to see something like this in a more premium version and a larger version. So a premium, you know, carbon fiber, titanium, preferably titanium with an inlay, and then, you know, up the blade steel to whatever. S90V would be a good choice for something like this with a little bit thinner blade stock. S90V, titanium, enlarge this thing a little bit, and woo-wee, you know, bump that blade up to 3.3, 3.4, something like that, and whoo, baby. Love this design. I love the blade shape, almost like a spear point. Let me know what you think, though, because I love hearing from you guys. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Always appreciate that, everyone. If you're new here, I release daily knife and EDC content just like this. Make sure you are subscribed here to the channel and ring that bell. That'll notify you anytime I release new content, even when I go live, and I do every Saturday, Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Anyone and everyone is welcome. Wish you would come by and hang out. I would absolutely love that. I will put a couple of new videos up on your screen right now. Go check one of them out for me. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.